Hey everyone, welcome back to Love is Patient 444. Today, let's check in on the Divine Masculine and see where he is, what's going on, what's happening. Let's lift behind the veil and see where he is currently, okay? So we're going to do a compass cross to see the direction of his life, to see what challenges he's having. Because you guys complement one another, right? You lead. You are the leader. And they follow. So it's the conscious leading the subconscious. The awakened leading the unawakened. Okay? Okay. So right now, our friend knows that there's a choice that needs to be made. Knows that he can either stay with what he knows or make a different choice to get a different outcome, right? He's on the precipice of what's next. And it's a big decision. It's a big decision because that means they're either going to stay with the status quo, stay with the devil they know, per se. Wow, look at that. Okay, so we'll take it like that. The devil they know, or they're going to push ahead and do something different. Because if they want different, they must do different. This second card here is the Three of Cups. And this is about what's grounding him and providing him with focus at this time. So, Three of Cups can be interpreted a number of ways. You know, joy, happiness, things are going really well, life is amazing, right? But the Three of Cups sometimes signifies a third party, right? We're going to go on a little bit with the reading so that we can really identify what this energy is, okay? Because we want to make sure that we're getting an accurate picture of what's happening with the DM. And so normally the Three of Cups has to do with radiance, warmth, and charisma, and you know where they are in their energy. So they're either feeling positive or they're not. They're really optimistic about this new change that they're embarking upon, or there's some hesitation on their part, okay? This next card, card number 3, has to do with his current thoughts and his perceptions. Okay. So currently he's feeling powerful. They're of the presence of mind that they're very clear. They're standing in their truth. You can see that there's not a lot of clouds here, right? Very perceptive. Ready for anything, right? That sword is not in the down position. It's in the up position. So if they need to use it at any time, they're able to. They're quick, they're flexible, they're ready. There's no hesitation. So I'm getting the sense that your person is making the necessary changes and cutting out what it is that does not serve them. Okay? The next thing we're going to look at is what their desires are. What are their desires and basic needs at this moment? Let's take this one. Page of Cups. It's interesting. Page of Cups could be a child because it's a youthful, young energy. It could be that they're looking to begin a new relationship, be it a business venture, be it rekindling an old relationship. Their emotions are definitely at play, as you can see by the water there. Let's take a look and see how they're feeling emotionally right now. Seven of Wands, they're feeling defensive. They're feeling like they have to protect and stand for something. So we're going to unpack all this. We're going to go a bit deeper. I'm probably going to have to separate this video into two, depending on how deep we go. Okay, so they're feeling emotionally that they're on a higher ground, but they have to protect themselves or defending themselves from something. Okay? Oh, we get 2 more cards. So we're going to start here. So what needs that's funny. So the next one is what needs attention. The lovers needs attention. The relationship needs attention. And then the next one is where to divert your energy and your intentions. You're to divert your energy and attention with communication. This next one is what they need to let go of. What do they need to let go of? The Ten of Pentacles. Maybe they have certain ideologies in their mind. Maybe they have a family with somebody and that's not where they want to be, who they want to be with. They realize they're being inauthentic. And that's why they've got a decision to make and they're feeling defensive because they're now standing in their truth. They know what it is. They're willing to cut out what doesn't work. What needs attention and action is a lover situation, but they need to let this go. To me, this is juxtaposed. There's a lot of truth on this side of the board with the King of Swords and the Page of Swords. And this seems to have gone from a third-party situation because they made a decision down to a one-party situation. They're now focused. Their energies and attention are no longer divided. Let's do the next one. The last one here is the outcome of the current vibration. Let's take this. King of Cups. Interesting. Look, and at the bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords. Something has come to an end. Okay, let's... So what we're going to do now is overlay where you are with where they are, okay? Let's see if things mirror and match here. Let me move some of this out of the way. Okay. Oh, that wasn't very good. So the first card we're going to pull for the center is about your energy, okay? We're pulling for your energy. Maybe I should space this out a bit. I want you guys to get all this on film. I don't know if you will, if it'll work out, but we will do our best. I think so. Anyway, I can show you guys the cards. Okay. So right now we're looking at you and where your energy is. This is for the awakened conscious energy, otherwise known as the divine feminine, okay? So we've done the divine masculine, all right? So right now, where is the divine feminine? Where is she and what's her energy saying right now? What's her energy saying right now? We're going to go with this one. Okay, your Eight of Wands. So the masculine was Two of Wands, having to make a decision, and you are Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands for me is that things are happening swiftly, that your energy is that you are moving forward, things are coming together, life is speeding up, that you are making progress, and there is great momentum. So the questions that you've had, those answers are showing up for you now. Okay? If there were places in your life where you were feeling stuck, you were unsure, that's loosening now because you're waiting for something. You're waiting for answers. You're waiting for clarity. And there is a air of success here because you're getting the insight that you needed. You now feel that you're no longer stuck. The procrastinating that you were doing has ended, right? This is also about you confronting and being willing to stand up for what you want, and also being willing, able, ready to receive insight so that you know the actions that you need to take in order to move forward. So this is really nice to see. They've made a decision about moving forward. You're already moving forward, right? So your energies in a way are lining up because he is following your lead. So again, what we're going to look at now is what is grounding you and giving you your focus right now. So we're going to be on that card. Okay, please give me insight as to what is grounding the Divine Feminine right now. Please give me insight, God, and let me know what it is that they need to know. Please provide revelation. Give them the answers that are important to them to move forward on their journey, for their soul growth, for their mental development, for their life here on this physical 3D earth, God. What is grounding them? What is grounding the conscious energy right now? What is grounding them? Oh, we had 2 cards come out. Okay. So right now, what is grounding you is 2 of Wands and 6 of Cups. So 6 of Cups to me speaks of a number of things. It speaks of loyalty, right? And I'm talking about being loyal to yourself because you're making a decision as to whether or not you need to move on or stay put. You're making a decision as to where your life is going. And funny enough, they have the 2 of Wands down here. So you're moving forward, right? You're already moving forward. Things are happening swiftly for you. So you were in this contemplative energy, right? And to me, it was like you were contemplating your life, contemplating where you were, contemplating where you want to be, the relationships in your world. Can you see that? There we go. The relationships that are in your world, right? Like, this is about you looking to seize new adventures and to move forward and making a choice between being comfortable and stepping outside of the box because swiftness is happening. Things are happening for you. And this here is also about you having peace with your past, the 6 of Cups. You're no longer lamenting. You now know that where you are in this moment is exactly where you need to be. And so the question is, where do you go from here? Or maybe I should put it like this. There. All right. The next thing that we're going to look at are your thoughts right now and your perceptions, okay? So what are you thinking right now? What are your perceptions? What is the Divine Feminine thinking right now? What are her perceptions? What is she thinking right now? What are her perceptions? What is she thinking? What are her perceptions? What is she thinking? What are her perceptions? What is she thinking? What are her perceptions? Okay, okay. Whoa. Queen of Swords. Masculine is in his King of Swords energy. You're Queen of Swords. So I want you to see the difference here. King of Swords, willing to cut out whatever it is immediately, right? Everything is very intellectual. Everything is clear for him. They are willing to change their mind provided what you're saying makes sense and is logical. But the difference between the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords is that the King of Swords doesn't allow emotion into the game. That's not part of the decision-making process. Whereas I think for the Queen of Hearts, for you, your emotion has always been in the game, and you are now working. If you see here, this is a cup, and the cup is encaged. And the cups represent emotion, feeling, love. And so you're trying to keep the love out of whatever decisions you feel you need to make going forward. You're trying to rein that in. You're trying to find balance within, which is not a bad thing. But I want you to remember that. Remember what I said, we are of three parts: mind, body, and spirit. Right? And so perhaps in the past you've been way too cuppy and not swordsy enough, right? But I just want you to make sure that when you're swordsing, when you're cutting, when you're retracting and retaining your heart, you understand what you're doing, because you're up here from a higher perspective. You're trying not to be so instinctual in a way that your emotions are taking you to and fro. I get it. So you're elevating yourself. Part of this Queen of Swords energy here is that this blue here, it reminds me of the chakra, okay? Which is your throat chakra, being willing to speak. Being willing to express what it is that you need. No longer apologizing for that. No longer shrinking behind it. No longer settling for less than what it is that you know that you want. You're clear now. Because up here, the clouds are fairly clear as well, right? She's pondering, she's contemplating. Unlike the King of Swords here, whose sword is up and he's willing and ready to use it, what's giving you pause here, I think, is the emotion. You're not willing to be so cutthroat, if you will. So that's really interesting. Look at that. So we have the Two of Wands here and the Two of Wands here, right? And then we have the King and Queen of Swords here. Okay, the next thing that we're going to look at is the rising desires and primal needs. Oh my Lord. Look at this. Your rising desire and your primal need is the Ace of Wands and the Lovers. His primal desire and rising need was the Page of Cups. Stuff like this is so amusing to me. It's so amusing. Page of Cups wanting to come in, right? But let's start with the Ace of Wands, okay? So the Ace of Wands here. The primal desire here for you is the Ace of Wands, and really feeling that the future is ready for you, waiting for you. The opportunity is there. Everything is lining up. Because remember, we talked about your energy. There's a quickening pace. Even the colors are complementary to what's happening within you. There's a divine spark here, which has been given to you. The ability to manifest what it is that you need. As within, so without. So this has been given to you from a divine perspective, and you're now carrying it out here on earth. You're moving quickly, realizing that there are decisions that need to be made. This is potential. This is inspiration. This is creativity and illumination. This is you moving past creative blocks. This is you exploring where your new passions are. Let me tell you something. If you are mourning and lamenting and are going through physical withdrawal symptoms and mental anguish and heart pain, I would implore you to either get back to a hobby that was so interesting to you that it sucked you in. I implore you to find a new hobby. I don't care if you're doing volunteer work. I don't care if you're starting a side business. But use that pain, that anguish, that difficulty, and turn it into something positive. Turn it into something helpful. Turn it into something that will be beneficial to your soul growth, to your mental dexterity, to your current environment, be it financially or health-wise. Take that energy and catapult it and mold it and transmute it into something that is helpful to you. Please do that. Please do that. The other thing that was a desire and primal for you was the Lovers. And I know that it is. It's a base need. You want it. You want them. I get it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going into it. To me, this is self-explanatory. It really, really is. Right? You're longing for a deep and meaningful connection, but I would encourage you to find that deep and meaningful connection within yourself. You got the Six of Cups here. We got 6 for the Lovers. And the Six of Cups here. I'm encouraging you to balance within. And what it is that you're hoping you'll get externally, you find it internally. You care for your inner child. You retell the stories that you've been telling yourself that likely are not true. Because the perspective that you have as a kid versus the perspective that you have as a teen versus how you think when you're an adult are different, and you see things differently. And perhaps somewhere in there you've been beating yourself up about a story that actually isn't true. You've been repeating it, telling it to yourself, saying it to yourself, and it's not true. And I would encourage you to look at it through different eyes. Look at it differently. Make a choice to do it differently. Okay. All right. Now we're going to look at how you really feel emotionally. Because sometimes we can put on the mask, right? We want to see what's going on emotionally. How are you really feeling emotionally? Come on, how are you feeling emotionally? Let's take this card. You're feeling like the Knight of Pentacles. That's how you feel. Right? You're taking things slowly. You're taking in the journey. You are going at your own pace. You are absorbing what you need to absorb. You are making definite, solid plans. You are not feeling the need to rush per se. You want to get somewhere. There's an urgency, but to me it's like a quiet urgency that is at the base of what you're doing. However, you're being slowed in a way. You're taking your time to contemplate what's happening. You're taking your time to be safe and secure in the movements that you're making. Yes, you're going on an adventure. Yes, things are changing. Yes, things are happening swiftly. But you're making it a point to make sure that your foundation is steady, that the choices that you're making are being made on the right foundation for the right reasons for who you are now. This to me is a card of balance in a way. You're not moving as swiftly as the Knight of Swords, but you're holding back for some reason, I guess, too. Is it fear? Is it fear why you're kind of pulling back on the Eight of Wands energy and coming out as a Nine of Pentacles? Because this Eight of Wands energy is you and your energy, yet emotionally you seem to be feeling sluggish. You're slowed for a reason. So I wonder what that's about. Okay. I should put this like this. There we go. All right. The next thing that we're going to look at is what needs your attention and your action. What is requiring your attention and action right now? Well, there's the star. Is that something? Wish fulfillment, hope. To me, this is prayer. This is healing. This is remaining faithful in the midst of the journey. Right? This is you. I feel honestly that there's a hint of surrender here. There's surrender here. You're on your knees. You're asking for guidance. You have wishes, expectations. You're looking for clarification that you are on the right path. And it's funny. Look at this. Theirs was the Lovers, okay? Theirs was the Lovers, and that's your star, okay? Then you come down here, which was primal for you, was the Lovers. And the Ace of Wands, which is similar to the star, meaning a spark, right? Creativity, prayer, spirituality. This is so interesting. This is so very interesting. The next thing that we're going to look at is where you should be directing your energy and your intention. So where should you direct your energy and your intention? So this is Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving away. Normally when you see the Six of Swords traditionally, there is, let's call it a mother and a child in the boat, and there's 6 swords in the boat, you know, facing down, poked into the boat, and there's someone steering the boat. And it's funny, where should you put your intention and your energy? You need to put it in your soul growth. You need to put it in making choices and decisions that are best for you and right for you. Now, also in the traditional Rider-Waite, let me see if I can find it actually for you. Hold on. It also to me signifies you leading the unawakened energy, right? You're leading them. They're following you, similar to the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, but the Swords is about thoughts, right? But you are leading them. You are in the boat together. Here it is. Here's the Six of Swords traditionally. You're in the boat, you're cloaked, you're shrouded, you're going within, you're quiet. But there's a little child here. There's a little child with you. And so we can take this a couple of ways. One, you need to pay attention perhaps to your immediate family. Okay? 2, you need to pay attention to the child within. You might be going through a triggering moment right now. 3, the divine masculine is following your lead. You are leading this. So when there's a question of where should you be putting your energy, where should you be putting your focus and intention? 1, always on yourself. 2, there might be children in your life that are looking towards you if you need their help. And 3, your masculine is following your lead. There are so many parallels here that you're both making decisions, you're on a journey, you're on an adventure, that the Lovers part and the relationship is strongly on your mind. That you are both in an energy of making decisions, trying to come from a higher place, a better purpose, not letting your emotions overtake you, but also not being so wielding and ruthless with the sword that you're cutting out the things that you need. There's an opportunity here to speak truth and to be honest and open. So I'll put this back, but I wanted you to see this because that card is this card, right? And here you're on a sea of emotion. The waters are rough. You're trying to pull away from that. You're trying to pull away and go to calmer waters. You're making a choice to move forward. So over here, you are contemplating your 2 of Wands. Things are happening swiftly. You're contemplating. The birds have come in and they're pulling you along. We have to move. We have to hustle. It's time to go somewhere else. The waters are rough. Right now, it seems dark. But sometimes when we go on the journey, we also bring baggage because she has luggage. So this is one of two things. She's only brought what she's needed and left a lot behind, or she's bringing something and something's in here that didn't need to be packed. Okay? The next thing that we're looking at is what you need to let go of and let flow. Okay. Wow, we got 3 coming out. So what do you need to let go of? The conflict, perhaps that you feel fighting against yourself. Competition, challenge. His was the 10 of Pentacles. You also have in here that you need to let go of the 4 of Wands. I think that means like the challenge and the fighting that you've been having in trying to achieve this and attain this outside of yourself. You don't need to go outside of yourself to have your 4 of Wands kicking. You don't. And then there's the Page of Wands with it as well. So why don't we break this down? Okay. The first card that came out was the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands often represents the conflict, difficulty, challenges. It could be ambition, being aggressive, fighting, overly competitive. Or it could be that this person is going in all different directions. Maybe you just need to stay the course and stop finding things to distract you. So I feel that you need to let go of the unnecessary distractions that are going on in your life. With the 4 of Wands, what they're doing here to me is that they're celebrating. And perhaps you don't take enough time in your life to celebrate your wins. Sometimes the wins that we have are quiet and only known to us, right? I stood up for myself. I stopped that negative thought that was coming my way. I pulled myself out of a negative stupor. I'm not getting caught up in the drama anymore and all this conflict. I'm feeling more stable within. I'm achieving goals. I'm feeling abundant and prosperous. I think this is a reminder that you need to celebrate your small wins a little bit more frequently and not just push them under the rug. Stop dismissing yourself. Stop playing down what it is that you are able to achieve. Okay? And the other one is the Page of Wands. And with the Page of Wands, like, this is about dreaming and hoping and aspiration. And it's not that you're to stop this, but I think it's to take the dreams and aspirations that you have and actually turn it into something. If you're feeling blocked, unblock yourself. Do something completely out of the ordinary, something new that causes you to, 1, be in the moment right now, and 2, challenges you to open up and see new ways of thinking and being and dreaming and doing. Because this is a flame here, and you've got a lot of wands happening. You have the 2 of Wands, you have the 8 of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands, then you got the Page of Wands, the 4 of Wands, the 5 of Wands. That's a lot of creative spark. That's a lot of spiritual growth and wisdom and insight and divine inspiration. And I would just encourage you not to squander it. Don't squander it. Don't do that. Wow. Okay. And then the last one that we're going to look at is the outcome of the situation. So the outcome for the masculine was that he is the King of Cups. Because remember over here, you have the King of Swords energy. Very sharp, cutting things out. Ha-cha, cha-cha. He's cutting things out, right? He ends up as the King of Cups. So let's see. Oh, already there. You are the Knight of Cups. That's how you came out. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is someone who, they're romantic, they're passionate. They're in touch with how they feel. I think the point of all this action and all these wands is to help you get back in touch with your emotions, because you've caged them up for so long that you've in a way stopped feeling. But you are being encouraged to find your passion and your desire so that you can reignite your heart space, so that you can start to feel and love again and take those risks. To be free and to be open. Because traditionally, again, the knights are dressed in armor. You're not. You've laid your armor down. You've laid your armor down. And there's a point in your journey, by the way, just so that you know, where the unawakened energy, the divine masculine, does lead. He becomes the leader. And it's fitting in a way, that he is the King of Cups. And as you continue to carefully let them back in, you'll move into your position as the queen. But this time they need to lead the love. And you're going to sit back. You can still be passionate, romantic, and all of that. But it is for them. To have the emotional balance and stability that they did not show you before. So that you now feel more, in a way, safer to love. And at the same time, if I was to look at this and talk to you specifically about who you are, you don't have to hold back on loving yourself. You don't have to wait for them to show up and start loving you the way that you feel that you need and want to be loved. You just do it. You just do it. Wow. I like to take these cards and get a message. Heavenly Father, I'm asking for a message that really pulls this reading together, so that the individual watching it gets what they need. Please deliver a message to them that is most appropriate, most applicable, most helpful. I'm asking for 2 messages. I'm asking for a message for, first, the divine masculine. If you can give me a message for him, something that he can take with him on this day. Something that they can use and have in their arsenal for how they're supposed to move. Knowing that they've made decisions and there's reason to celebrate. Knowing that he's cutting away the things that no longer serve him. He's moving from a King of Swords who is in his truth and fierce with the sword and can be sometimes harsh and very blunt, to a King of Cups. A King of Cups who can show adoration and is willing and able to show his emotion to his divine feminine. Please provide me. That's too many. Please provide me. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, we have 2. The first card we have is Sanctuary. A sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. The inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath. Enter and sit down on the throne of your own heart. Wow, that's perfect for the masculine because he needs to become a sanctuary to himself, but he too can be your sanctuary. You know what I'm thinking of? What is it? I think it's Notre Dame, the movie. And he's like, sanctuary! Anyway, those are the silly things that go on in my mind. The other card is positivity. And this one says, if you can find even one thing to be grateful for, it will restore you to the light. Please, dear God, let me always feel gratitude for something, even a tiny thing, in even the hardest of situations. And I feel that this here positivity goes to this group of cards for the Divine Feminine. When we were talking about the Four of Wands, finding reasons to celebrate, eliminating the harshness, the over ambition, the ego, and here really being willing to find what sparks you and to take the chance and the risk. That's you being positive. And the sanctuary, again, the masculine is to go within and to be loving and to be truthful, because he is going to sit on the throne of his heart. And he will be a solid and safe place for you. That was the reading today, my divine peeps. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, for listening to me. I hope this message gives you what you need, that you hear what you needed to hear, that there is encouragement here, and that you focus first and foremost on self-love and self-appreciation and enjoying who you are as a person, discovering your gifts. You are wonderful. Please like and subscribe. I feel the messages are only going to get stronger and deeper, and I want as many people as possible to have access and to know about this. And I just want you to know that I'm not necessarily going to post every day. I'm going to post when I feel there's a reason to post. I'm not posting, so I can have 7,000 videos and all sorts of points of income. I'm posting and saying something when I feel there's a message and something that needs to be communicated that is of importance. I don't have a word quota. I speak when needed. And when I don't need to speak, I don't. So thank you again. Have a blessed and wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.